Hello friends, in our previous lecture we have started chapter number 6, and for that we have started the topic for P&L ratio, which are having 4 cases. Case 1, case 2 sums were completed. We have started with case 3, 2 of the sums were also completed. Now we are continuing the same sums for case 3, and if you remember, in case 3 gaining ratio is given. So for that first we will obtain gaining shares. Now if we are having gaining shares, so new share is equals to old share plus gain, make denominators equal, find out new ratio from gain ratio is already given. Okay friends, so two sums of case 3, that is 5th sum and 7th sum of third question we have solved. Now for third question today we are going to solve 9th and 12th question. So question number 3, 9th one, page number 264. A, B and C are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 1/2, 30% and 1/5 respectively. B's share is taken over by A and C in the ratio of 3:2. Okay. So A is to B is to C. Old ratio is not given, instead share is given. Old share 1/2, 30% and 1/5. Now we have to make these shares proper. 1/2, 30/100, 1/5. Again 1/2, 3/10, 1/5. 0 zeros we have cut down. Now we will multiply this by 5, multiply this by 2. So 5/10, 3/10, 2/10. This 2 should be numerator and denominator. Now this is completely old share. Old ratio should be 5:3:2. Who is retiring? B. B retires. Then A and C. Gain ratio 3:2. So share in gaining ratio would be 3/5, 2/5. Now first we will find gaining shares. So gain share is equals to share of retiring partner B into share in gaining ratio. Okay. Gain share of A. Share of B is 3/10. Share in gaining ratio for A is 3/5. So 3 3s are 9/50. Then gain share of C 3/10 into 2/5, so 6/50. After that new share is equals to old share plus gain. New share of A. Old share of A is 5/10, gain is 9/50, 50 10s are 500, 50 5s are 250, 10 9s are 90, 340/500. Then new share of C. Old share is 2/10, gain is 6/50. So 50 10s are 500, 50 2s are 100, 10 6s are 60, 160/500. Now between A and C, new ratio 340:16 or 34:16, or if we cut short it by 2, divide it by 2, 17:8 is the new ratio. So new ratio is done, gain ratio is already given. Okay, next sum. Well said. So 12th sum is little bit different. A, B, C are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 4:5. Old ratio is given. Following journal entry for goodwill is passed. A and C are debited, B is credited. Why B is credited? See, it is the rule from the previous chapter. Partners who are gaining are debited. Partner who is sacrificing is credited. From the previous chapter we know this thing. Okay, we are learning this thing in goodwill and accounting effect also, but still now I am explaining the thing that when the partners are gaining, they are debited. When they are sacrificing, they are credited. Now friends, if the partner is retiring, he is giving his share, so he is sacrificing, and continuing partners are gaining. So gaining ratio is given 6:4, because 6,000 4,000 we can get it 6:4 or 3:2. Okay. Yeah. Question number 12. A is to B is to C. Old ratio 4:5:1. Old share 4/10, 5/10, 1/10. B types. Then from journal entries amount, A is to C. Gain ratio 6:4 or gain ratio we can say 3:2. Okay, so share in gaining ratio would be 3/5 and 2/5. Or if you keep it as 10, then it is very good, because we have to add the things, so we are not cutting the terms. Okay, let it be 6/10 and 4/10. Reason is here also denominators are 10, here also denominators are 10, so it would be better for us. Okay, so gain share is equals to share of retiring partner B, share of retiring partner B into share in gaining ratio. Okay, so gain share of A, B's share is 5/10, share in gaining ratio 6/10. Okay, we have to multiply, so it is not okay, but when we want to add it, it would be easy. Okay, so 6 5s are 30 and 10 10s are 100. This is multiplication, don't keep the denominator equal. Okay, then gain share of C, 5/10 into 4/10. 5/10 is for B, and share in gaining ratio 4/10, 20/100. And if you want, we can write it as 3/10 and 2/10. Reason, we have to add these shares to this old share, so it will be easy for us. Okay, so 3/10, 2/10. Now new share is equals to old share plus gain. New share of A, old share is 4/10, gain is C, 3/10. We can now do it directly. 4 plus 3/10 is 7/10. Then new share of C, old share of C is 1/10, gain is 2/10. So 1 plus 2/10 is 3/10. So A is to C. New ratio is directly 7:3. Sum is over. Case is also over, sum is also over. Now we are going for fourth case. Case 4. Okay, so we are writing about case 4. When new and old P&L ratio is given. Now this case is actually not required because new ratio and old ratio are given, so gain is equals to new minus old. Simply we can do, but just in book it is given as a different case, so we will also write. So what will be given in the sum? Old ratio, comma, retiring partner and new ratio will be given. From that we can find gain share is equals to new share minus old share, and directly from gain share, comma, find gain ratio. So no other things in this case. This case is comparatively easy because new and old ratio are given. Directly you can find gain is equals to new minus old. From that gain change you can find the gain ratio. Now we are going for the 10th sum. Question number 3, 10th sum. A, B, C are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 5:3:2. B and C share profit and loss in the ratio of 40%, 60% after A's retirement. Both ratios are given. Okay, so 10th sum. A is to B is to C. Old ratio. 5 is to 3 is to 2. Old share 5/10, 3/10, 2/10. A times partners are B and C. New ratio 40%, 60%. So again we can write new ratio as 4:6. So new shares would be 4/10 and 6/10. Don't cut this 4 and 6 by 2 because it will be 2:3. Then again denominators will be 5. Now see, here denominators are 10, here also 10, so it will be easy for us. Now gain is equals to new share minus old share. Gain of B. New share is 4/10. Old share is 3/10. 4 minus 3/10, 1/10. Gain of C. New share 6/10. Old share 2/10. 6 minus 2/10, 4/10. And if you want to check total of gain 4 plus 1, 5/10 is from A. So B is to C. Gaining ratio 1:4. Again 11th sum. A, B, C are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 3:2:1. C retires. New P&L ratio of A, B is 7:5. A is to B is to C. Old ratio 3 is to 2 is to 1. Old share 3 by 6, 2 by 6, 1 by 6. Okay, first who retires? C retires. A is to B. New ratio 7 is to 5. New shares 7 by 12, 5. Now, gain is equals to new share minus old share. Gain of A. New share 7 by 12, old share 3 by 6. 6 7s are, 12 6s are 72, 6 7s are 42, 12 3s are 36. 6 by 72. Gain of B 5 by 12 minus 2 by 6. 12 6 are 72, 6 5s are 30, 12 2s are 24, 6 by 72. So A is to B. Gaining ratio 6 is to 6. Gaining ratio 1 is to 1. Okay. Now 13th sum, which I said is of no case. Last sum of question number 3, 13th. A, B, C, D are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 4:3:1. C retires. After retirement of C, A will maintain his old profit, which means A is not gaining and not sacrificing. Now B and D are the remaining partners, and they are to take the share of A. Okay, so here also we need some important things to calculate. Okay. A is to B is to C is to D. Old ratio 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. Old shares 4 by 10, 3 by 10, 2 by 10, 1 by 10. C retires. A will maintain his old share. Now see, nothing else is given and partner A is maintaining his old share, so B and D would remain. Now B and D would remain, so their gain ratio would be 3 is to 1. Why? Because they two are remaining. Their share in gaining ratio would be 3 by 4, 1 by 4. Now we need their gain. So gain share is equals to share of retiring partner C into share in gaining ratio. Gain share of B. Share of retiring partner C is 2 by 10. Share in gaining ratio is 3 by 4, 6 by 40. After that, gain share of B 2 by 10 into 1 by 4 would be 2 by 40. 2 into 1, 2 by 40. Now, new share. New share is equals to old share plus gain. For that, new share of A's old share is 4 by 10 plus gain is 0 because it is written A is maintaining his old share. So 4 by 10 is the answer. New share of B. Old share of B is 3 by 10. Gain is 6 by 40. So 40 tens are 400. 43s are 120, 10 6s are 60, 180 by 400. Then new share of B 1 by 10 plus 2 by 40, 40 tens are 400, 40 ones are 40, 10 twos are 20, 60 by 400. Now for making the denominators equal, we are multiplying here by 40. 160 by 400. So A is to B is to D, not C, B. New ratio 160 is to 180 is to 60. If we cut zeros, then 16 is to 8 is to 6. And if we again cut it by 2, the new ratio would be 8 is to 9 is to 3. And gain ratio as it is 3 is to 1. Why we directly written gain ratio as 3 is to 1? Because A is maintaining his old share. Partner C is retired, so remaining partners are B and D. So nothing else is given and no gain share or nothing information is given, so the gain ratio would be 3 is to 1. And now gain ratio is given, so gain share is to be found, then it is to be added to the old share to find out the new share, and finally we found the new ratio. Gain ratio is already here. So friends, our first topic of chapter is completed, which is regarding the changes in P&L ratio. So for each of these 13 sums, we have to ascertain a new ratio and also a gain ratio. So we have done for these 13 sums. Now next topic is accounting treatment for goodwill. Now in accounting treatment for goodwill, the rules will be similar as the chapter, but the difference is that here there are no different cases. So now we are writing about goodwill. What are the things you have to remember? What are its rules? What are the necessary calculations? And which are the journal entries to be passed? We are writing about it. Okay. So we should give the heading accounting treatment for goodwill. What are the things to be remembered? I will give the notes. When a partner retires or dies, his efforts were used in business for earning goodwill. Full stop. Thus, on retirement or death, he will receive share of goodwill from continuing partners in gaining ratio if any continuing partners has no gain or sacrifice no amount is received from him if any continuing partner has sacrificed instead of gain, then he will also receive some part of goodwill, some part of goodwill. Full stop. Here, the exchange for goodwill will be done through capital transfer. So, no cash would be paid or received. Friends, this is the introduction about the effect of goodwill in this chapter, that when a partner retires or dies, his efforts were used in business for earning goodwill. Now I am comparing this topic with the admission of the partner. That before the admission of the partner, two partners were working hard to earn a good profit, to earn a good goodwill. So the new partner have to pay them the goodwill to continue their business. Now compare this thing with that thing, this retirement, that there were three partners and three of them were working hard. Now by chance if one partner is retiring or his death has occurred, then he must have to receive the goodwill from two partners, because now other remaining continuing partners will enjoy the good profits by the efforts of this retiring partner also. So on retirement or death, he will receive share of goodwill from continuing partners. In which ratio? In gaining ratio. In previous chapter it was sacrificing ratio. Now one more thing to explain, that if any continuing partner has no gain or sacrifice, no amount is received from him. As one partner has to receive from another partner, but he has no gain, no sacrifice, then no effect will be done in that partner. One more thing, if any continuing partner has sacrificed, normally continuing partners will gain, but if any continuing partner will sacrifice, then he will also receive some part of goodwill. Now, the most important thing is the last line. Here the exchange for goodwill will be done through capital transfer, so no cash will be paid or received. But compare with this previous chapter. In previous chapter, new partner is bringing his share of goodwill in cash or no cash or partial cash. But here, always the exchange of goodwill is done in no cash. So, new partner debit, old partner credit, what we learned in previous chapter will be used here. See, in admission chapter, new partner is debited because he is gaining from old partners and old partners are sacrificing from him. So, the same concept I will apply here, that here continuing partners are gaining, so continuing partners will be debited, and retiring partner will be credited because he is sacrificing. Okay, now next. So this was the introduction. Now which are the calculations to be made? So necessary calculations to be done before making journal entries. As you know, for this goodwill we need journal entries. So before passing the journal entries we need some necessary calculation. Now again I will compare this calculation. Compare this with previous chapter. Which were the necessary calculation? First was sacrifice ratio. So here first would be gain ratio. Second was share of new partner in goodwill. Here share of retiring partner in goodwill. Third was if any old partner is gaining without sacrifice, so he have to pay the goodwill. Here if any continuing partner has sacrificed instead of gain, so goodwill receivable for payment. And finally we have to make the journal entries. So the same thing is here. So first necessary calculation is gain ratio. And how would you calculate the gain ratio? Based on information given and method of cases of PL. How would you calculate the gain ratio? Based on information given and method of cases. How we have calculated gain ratio in these all cases? You will use that thing. Then B, share of retiring partner in goodwill. There we were calculating new partner in goodwill. Here we will calculate retiring partner in goodwill. Formula is same. New goodwill into share of retiring partner. Then third calculation is not made always, but sometimes only is made. Goodwill receivable by any continuing partner who has sacrificed instead of gain. Normally here partners will gain, but if they are not gaining and they are sacrificing, then goodwill will be receivable by them. Formula will be new goodwill into sacrifice share. Their formula was gain share, here it would be sacrifice share. Okay. Now format for journal entries. Now again I will compare this thing. In previous chapter there were 5 journal entries. First was to write off the old goodwill. Here also first entry is same. Next, new partner is bringing capital. Here new partner is not coming only. One partner is going, so that entry is not required. Now the last 3 entries were about goodwill. Cash to premium, premium to partners, partners to cash. Here goodwill is transferred without cash. So instead of that 3 entries, only one entry when partner is not bringing in cash, new partner debit, old partner credit. Here continuing partner will be debited and sacrificing retiring partner will be credited. Okay, so that only 2 entries are required. One is for distribution and one is for writing of the old goodwill. So here only 2 entries are required. Okay, as per the format. A. To write off old goodwill. What was the entry? Partners were debited, goodwill was credited. Here all partners will be debited because all the partners are old partners. All partners capital or current account debit to goodwill account in which ratio? In old ratio. B. Distribution. Now for this distribution, continuing partners, capital or current account debit to retiring partners, capital or current account in which ratio? In gain ratio. Or I am writing here, if any continuing partner has sacrificed instead of gain, then entry would be, see friends, normally entry is continuing partners to retiring partner. Now if some continuing partners are sacrificing instead of gain, then in previous chapter instead of credit it was debit. Now here instead of debit it would be credit. So the entry would be continuing partners, capital or current account debit. These are the partners who are gaining to continuing partners, capital or current account. These partners are sacrificing to retiring partner, capital or current account. So these are the things to be remembered. Okay, now you write a note. There are no separate cases for goodwill in this chapter. There are no cases. Only these calculations are required and these concepts are required. Okay friends, so first was some introduction, next was about necessary calculation, and then there are only two entries, format of journal entries. Okay, so tomorrow onwards we will start the sum for this goodwill and its accounting effects. So till that time, that's all for today. Thank you so much.